here with Amanda Robbins. Thank you for joining me,
Hello.
my love.
Hi, my love.
Today we're chit-chatting a little bit about the fact that coaches ask great questions. World-class coaches, the best coaches I've had an opportunity to work with, ask great questions. They don't teach, they don't mentor, they don't tell, they don't suggest, they ask great questions. And this is really challenging, especially for people who are new on their journey in personal or professional development. I'm both in a class right now. My wife is taking a class called team coaching, where she's learning more skills and redefining our team coaching skill set as a group and an organization. We just finished a couple, I think it was 6 months or something, of different coach trainings we were both taking as well. I'm currently in a course at Wharton Business School around private equity. And what I've noticed is the best coaches who live in any of these worlds, business coaching, professional coaching, personal coaching, life coaching, performance coaching, all these pieces, they're the ones who learn how to ask really powerful questions and to hold space as people are navigating whatever it is they're working through. Common things, or let me ask my wife, what are some of the common things that people kind of do wrong in this area?
Thank you. So a very common scenario that I experience a lot with people that want to become coaches and train with us at Performance Coach University is that, and I was this person as well, where they are a leader or a manager of a team, or they work with people in some capacity, maybe a nurse or anyway, so they are like, yeah, I'm coaching, I'm often like telling people what they should be doing and how they can get better. And that right away, as soon as I hear telling, I'm like, and noted. Okay, so you're a great teller, you're a great advice giver, you're a great problem solver. Those are all really great things, right? Because some people need to be able to tell people or show people what they don't see. However, that is not coaching. And that's something that I love to I see it though as not a problem, but more so as a room for improvement or growth. And that really excites me because myself, if I can share from my experience, before I became a coach, before I was certified as a coach and went through trainings to become a coach, I also thought I was coaching. And the truth is, it wasn't until I heard actually you, Jarek, when I actually heard a professional coach that was really well trained and experienced and had put in hours to master this craft, did I realize, oh, I'm only scratching the surface. And that was really enlightening for me and inspiring for me because I definitely am not a person that when it comes to helping someone, I only want to scratch the surface, right? I want to create deep and lasting change. And every person I talk to that wants to become a coach with us and wants to train with us, they have that desire too. It's not because they just kind of want to help. They definitely want to create lasting change and make an impact and really serve people. But in doing so, that is not going to help by telling or advice giving or consulting, cheerleading, like, yes, you can do it. I believe in you. Like those are all valuable and great, but the beauty in coaching and what people really experience and what I'm so excited about for people that we speak with, because I've walked this path myself and I know how fulfilling it is. Like it's deeply fulfilling to be able to know, wow, I can help people on such a deeper level, in such a more meaningful way, make a lasting impact and difference in their life. And it's because I actually had really great coach training. And now I have these new skills. I have this new way to listen. I have this new way to speak, to ask questions in a way where it's not about me telling a person what to do or what I think they should do based on my experience, what I've seen others see, but it's actually about unlocking their greatness and their potential and their creativity and skill sets and resources and writing their belief systems, right? It's so incredible. And that is truly the magic of coaching, and specifically a really well-trained coach versus someone that thinks they're a coach or thinks they're coaching, but truthfully, they're just advice giving, managing, or cheerleading or training, but they're not actually coaching. And the difference and the true benefit also, not just in the experience that that person has, but also in the relationship, is that now that can create like quite a dependent relationship if you're just like always being the fixer. Like I just talked to someone that is a beautiful soul. She's a nurse. I can part is here to serve, and she's so excited to dive into coaching. And what we're going to work on the most is allowing her to not be the fixer in the conversations and try to fix her clients' problems. And that is something that requires a significant amount of practice. When your whole life, since you were a child, maybe you were the fixer in the family, you had to be an adult even though you were still a kid in the family. And that's something I've also had to work through, is stop trying to always fix things, and actually the foundation, and you can probably even speak to this even better, is as a coach is to believe and know with all your whole being that the client has the answers inside of them, and it's up to us as coaches to unlock that for them.
Yeah.
And so that's something I'm really excited about. And it also creates, again, on the relationship side, less of a dependent one of someone constantly looking to you for answers, but instead creating a interdependent one, which is they can come to you for coaching and to hold space for them and to ask them questions, to go deeper into thinking through whatever it is that they're trying to sort out in their life, or whatever it is that they're trying to accomplish or achieve in their life, whatever it is it may be. So that's it in short. What are your thoughts?
I
What do
think
you
there's a few thoughts that exist here that are really, really important. I always start by asking people, if you wanted to become a coach, why? Why did you want to become a coach? And for a lot of people, if they're honest, there's the feeling of wanting to feel important in someone else's life. So they'll use phrases like, well, I just like to help other people. And if you dig underneath that and say, well, why do you like to help people? And they'll say, because it feels good. Well, what feels good about it? Well, I feel important when I help another person because they take time to recognize and thank me for supporting them or challenging them or helping them. And that makes me feel important doing this work. And you go, so you got into this because you want to feel important. That's interesting. Same thing. You mentioned someone who wants to be a fixer. That's interesting. Why do you want to fix things? And usually, because it's a reflection of, I didn't like the way it felt and I wanted it to feel differently. So I figured out how to fix things, how to solve problems, because then it would feel different. You go, oh, that's interesting. So you got into this because you wanted to feel different. Why else did you get into this? I remember I had someone, I was working on a project and I was working with a CEO of an organization, and he leaned in and he said, can I give you some coaching on this? And I smiled. My first thought when someone was about to give me coaching was, I clearly know this person doesn't understand the concept of what coaching is, but go on. Yes, of course. What coaching do you have for me? And then he began to tell me, telling is not coaching. He began to tell me what he thinks should be different about my approach or style. That's great. That's not coaching. When you look at that, what could have been done differently? In that moment, when that person is now telling you or teaching you, or in his words, whatever, mentoring, guiding, whatever words you want to use, it's not coaching. What they're basically saying is, I don't believe you have the capacity to figure this out on your own. So therefore, I'm going to come in with my tools or capacity and lay them on top of you and get you to follow along what I believe is right, because I don't think you can figure it out. On the flip side, that creates frustration, that creates resentment, that creates in the best or worst case scenario, that creates someone who follows everything the person says and it doesn't work out. And they go, see, I told you your idea wouldn't work. Now you're really stuck. The best coaches would have flipped that and been a real coach in that moment and just simply said, what's working? Give them some space. What's not working? Give them some space. What do you think could be done differently? Yeah. Are there any other options? Are there any other people or resources you could reach out to that could support you? What structure or systems can help hold you accountable to make sure you follow through on this? If this were to turn out exactly as you imagined, what are the key things that would have had to be done along the way for it to really get to that result? What could you do to tilt the odds in your favor of making this work? Who else might you gain insight or strategy from that can help you navigate the unknown pieces of this? He might have asked a series of questions and given enough space and time allowed me to discover something. And remember this, when someone comes up with an idea theirself, they're 70 to 80%, 70, 75 to 89% more likely to follow through on it than if you tell someone what to do and hope they're going to follow through on whatever you just told them.
So
when you tell people what to do, their defensiveness goes up. Who are you to tell me what to do? Why should I listen to you? When you ask someone, they put their defensiveness down and they actually start co-creating the process, the outcome, the results, and the strategy of how they're going to make it happen. One phrase I like to use often is, don't take away this person's purpose. There's a reason for them to be here. We'll call that their purpose. The reason is for them to figure something out, them to solve something, them to accomplish something. If you just take it off their plate and say, here, move, let me do it, you just took away this person's purpose. If you assume they don't know how to do it and you start telling them or suggesting or fixing it for them, you're taking away their purpose. If you want this person to feel filled with purpose, to have more purpose, to experience a purpose-filled moment, help them discover in their own way how to solve or conquer or complete whatever they're going after by asking great questions. And all of a sudden, you've helped them expand their purpose in that moment. And so I think of coaching as a way to expand someone's purpose in the moment, where telling or fixing or all these other things are actually stomping out the person's purpose. It's dousing that purpose with water and making it go out instead of helping it grow and expand. So great coaches help expand someone's purpose in that moment where they feel more powerful. Any great leader, the job is not to show them how skilled and talented you are, but instead to help them discover how skilled and talented they are. And so that part of being a great coach is help develop those skills and help develop those talents in those people by helping them bring those to the table, by asking them questions that would allow them to both discover them and to strengthen them over time. That's my 2 cents. Thank you for tuning in. We got to jump.
3rd.
We have a class coming up.
But June 3rd, we have a cohort for PCU starting. You want to tell them about it?
Yes, we do. I think our mics are off because you are very loud on my end. And every time you talk, it sounds like you're yelling. June 3rd, though. June 3rd. There's a very exciting class happening. If you want to check out and join us, just go to Perform. I'm going to turn it down here.
That's a good idea.
Turn the volume there. Go to performancecoachuniversity.com/apply. Come and join us. We'd love to have you become a very powerful performance coach so you can help people live with purpose and bring that out of them. And have a great